If you're a plugin developer, web app developer, or someone that creates templates to sell online, sometimes it can be a bit difficult to showcase everything just on a video because you're going to have customers that want to test it all out before they actually purchase. And this is where ZipWP comes in. Now, I have a DV5 framework called SiteKrafter. This is a class-based editing system, which in my opinion is really, really cool. But I had some customers that really wanted to try it out first before they purchase it. And I was able to achieve this by creating a demo website. Now, let me show you how it works. So over here, I'm going to go in and paste the link to my demo website. Now you can see here, it says initiate DV5 template, SiteKrafter Pro is a utility, blah, blah, blah. Now all this information can be added through the setup process in ZipWP. Next, I'm going to click on launch. And in a moment, this is going to launch a fully working website with the actual framework that someone can go in, test it before they actually purchase. Okay, so you can see here, my website has been installed. Next, I am now pretending that I am someone who wants to purchase or try out this framework. So over here, I can now go to my brand new page. I'm going to say visit site, and I can see here there is a website that was already created. It's a demo website. Now, I want to test and see if the framework actually works. So now I'm going to click on edit with Divi. And by the way, this is a fully functioning website. All right, so over here, I'm going to go in and add a new section and just try out something. So in this section, I'm going to add a few modules. So let's add, let's say blurb modules. And these modules here, I'm going to add, in fact, let me remove a bit of text here. I'm going to add an icon. So I'm going to come over here to image an icon. And I'm just going to choose a basic icon like that. I'm going to make a few customizations here. I'm going to go to image an icon, reduce the size to maybe 2 rem. Okay, that's a bit too small. So let's say 6. Okay, so that's looking great. Next, I may want to center this text right here. So I'm going to scroll down here, make sure that the icon is centered. So all this is what the user is playing around to test and see if everything works. All right, so now that I have that, the next step now is to start using my framework classes. So first of all, I'm going to go in and say bg-gray. So let's see if that works. So it's going to be gray 100. Okay, that has worked. Okay, I want to add some padding. So I'm going to say PAD. And for this, I'm going to go with large. So it's large padding. Okay, pretty cool. Everything looks pretty normal. So now I want to duplicate this a few times. Okay, so that's 3 times. So I want to test something different here. I'm going to go into my row settings and I'm going to go into that column. And this time I am going to use, let's say grid. Let's see if, how grid works. So I'm going to say grid, right? And then I'm going to say grid dash auto. Wow, that has worked. So this is an auto grid. If I save this, and let's say I want to have 4, okay? Now I have 4 items all in a grid. So let's say I want to test if this is really responsive. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to right click and inspect. And now I'm just going to test and see if this is going to work. I'm going to make the screen smaller. Boom. Okay, look at that. That has worked. Ah, now that has worked. So at different screen sizes, this is actually working. At this point, as someone who's testing this, I could say, you know what? I'm convinced. I am going to buy this right away. And this is why creating this demo site is very, very important for anyone that creates plugins or someone that builds frameworks like what I've done, or even let's say you are a theme developer. People can just test it and see how it works. Okay, so let me show you how to set all this up in ZipWP. All right, so let's get rid of these links here. We don't need this anymore because I've just shown you how it works. All right, so what you want to do is to go to your staging site and let's create a brand new website. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say blank website. Okay, so the site title here is going to be Sure Forms. Right now, I'm going to pretend that I'm the one that developed Sure Forms. Okay, so I'm going to say Sure Forms. Oops. There we go. And then I'm going to say create. All right. So with that now, I want to go into the site, log in, and I'm going to install SureForms. Right. So to do that, I'm going to come over here to plugins and then click on add plugin. I'm going to search for it. And okay, SureForms and search. And here it is. I'm going to click on install. And by the way, this is happening on my website on ZipWP. I'm going to go ahead and activate it. Excellent. So now SureForms has been activated. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to just make sure that we don't have, oops, why do we have only one plugin? I thought I installed it. This is strange. Okay, anyway, maybe this is the one that needs to be updated. I know for someone that uses WordPress for so many years to miss that, it is crazy. All right, so there we go. SureForms is there. And let's delete these two because I don't really need them. So we want to make it really lightweight because the main focus here is SureForms. Okay, so I'm the SureForms developer. I want people to test it out. Here's what we need to do next. So now that I have this all set, everything is all saved. Okay, cool. Now, the next step is to make sure that my SureForms website here is turned into a what? Into a blueprint. So we're going to come over here, click on these three little dots here, and then I'm going to say create blueprint. We're going to give it a title. So I'm going to say try SureForms, like that. We're going to need some description text here. So you know what? I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to grab some lorem text because, I hate typing and my typing skills aren't very good. So I'm just going to grab this description here. We're going to pretend that this is the description for SureForms. Now, here's the thing. Then this part here is very, very important. When you click on this drop down here, this is where you can choose either to make it private, publicly shareable, but in our case, we need product demo. Okay, we're going to go ahead and select that. Over here is where we choose how long you want this demo site to be active for each and every potential buyer. So 4 hours is, long enough. But if you want to set this to 12 hours, 1 day, 7 days, 14 days, it's pretty much up to you. Okay, so I'm going to leave mine on 1 hour because surely what can you do so much in a form? Okay, but then again, it's going to depend on what you want. Excellent. So now that I have this all set, there's also one feature which is really, really, really amazing. If you want to collect emails, you can activate it over here and you can add your webhook here and connect it to so many other email services and start building your mailing list. Now, the advantages of this is everyone that has joined this mailing list and they haven't purchased, you can follow up, ask questions, and this will be your two-way communication with your potential customer. But anyway, in this example, we're not going to activate email collection. Okay, so let's head over back to general. Next, I'm going to go now and click on create. Okay, so this is where we are now going to create our blueprint and we're also going to test it and see if it works. Okay, this is the cool part. So sometimes it may take a bit of time depending on how massive your demo site is. But anyway, in our case here, you can see the blueprint has been created successfully, which is brilliant. The next step now is to come over here and click on copy. Okay, that's all you need to do. Click on copy. So you want to go now to your website that is selling your actual plugin or template or theme. So in my case, I'm just going to go to, let's say I could go to Divi University, or I could go to my website, SiteKrafter. And here we go. I want to select that. All right. So what you want to do now when you get to your website is to create a button. So I'm going to say edit with Divi. But of course, you can use this with any page builder. Okay. So you're not bound by Divi. Okay. You can use this with any page builder. All right. So here now, I'm going to click on this little icon here and I'm going to say, try SureForms. Okay. So try short forms, and then on the link here is where I am going to add my link that I've just copied from the blueprint from here. So this is the link that I copied, and I've come over here and pasted it. Okay, so now I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now that that is saved, I can quickly do a preview or even exit because there isn't much here. All right, so your potential customer comes on the main landing page on the website and they want to try short forms. Guess what? If they click on try short forms, this is now going to open my demo website. Look at that, try short forms. That's my description, and I'm going to say launch. Now remember, we set this to 1 hour. So 1 hour is going to be the time it's going to be active for me while I test this plugin. And like I said, you can set this to 4 hours, a day, 7 days, 14 days. It's pretty much up to you. But in order for you to achieve all this, you need to sign up for ZipWP. I almost went blank there. You need to sign up for ZipWP. Okay, so look at this. My website is all set up now. Now, if you remember well, we had one plugin because we deleted those other 2 plugins. So we should have one plugin in here, and sure enough, we have one plugin. So now you can test it. You can go onto the settings here. You can see pretty much, what you can enable this. You can go to form validation. I mean, there's a lot that you can go ahead and start testing. So now let's say I want to see how easy it is to create a brand new form. Boom. I've just created that. So I can say, okay, build from scratch. And so far I can see, okay, this is quite easy. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to add my email here. I'm going to add my text area, and I'm also going to add my text and custom button. Okay. So you can see here, I've just added this very, very fast. I can say drag and drop, and over here, I can rename that. I can say this is a message. And for my text field here, I could say this is, let's say, name. I can drag and drop, and I can also use this little arrows here, which is a good feature. So my name here, input pattern. Okay, this is going to be a basic name, so I'm going to leave that as it is. And is it required? I'm going to make this required. Help text, I'm going to say enter name, enter your name. Okay, so as I'm working on this, I can see this is very responsive, very easy to use. On the email here, I can say required. And what else do I need to do? Enable email confirmation. Perhaps I may want to do that for this form. It just depends what you want to do. Here's the message and the submit button. So now if I hit publish, my form has been created. I can view the form here, and there we go. So name, Mac, email, Mac at, let's go with Makita. Okay, I can confirm the email here. I'm just gonna, instead of typing, I'm just gonna go in and paste it. And I'm gonna say this is a test email, like that. Right, so I'm gonna hit submit. Look at that. So at this point, I could say, I really like how this works. So now I'm gonna buy it. So guess what? You'd go back to your website, and now you can say buy, and then now you can buy. Why? Because you have tested it, you've tried it out, it's easy to use, and what more can you ask for? This has been ZipWP. This software is fantastic if you want to have a demo website where you can get your plugins, your web app, or even templates tested. In my case, I have a framework, as I mentioned. Go ahead, purchase ZipWP. The link to that is in the video description below. Let me know what you think in the comments box below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.